personal use for your own personal storage for your family's garage storage, or are you using it for business use?
All right. Good evening, everyone. At this time, I'll call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, April 10th, 2024, at 7 p.m. Roll call, please. Clerk Moskal.
Trustee Rabat. Trustee Caveney.
Here.
Trustee Crowley.
Here.
Trustee Hilly.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Killily.
Here.
Mayor LaRue.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our fallen veterans. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, at this time, I will open the floor to public comment. Is there any public comment tonight? This is your chance. Nice. Microphone.
I have 2 questions for the mayor.
Give them the mic.
Wait, say who you are.
Oh, I'm Noah Soboleski from Eisenhower. And how long were you in office for?
This is end of my 7th year.
Okay, Oh, and so 7 years for mayor, and then how long in general?
I was 5 years as trustee, so 12 years.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, thank you.
Can we ask you why you guys are here? I think it's awesome.
We're here because of our government class. It's for a project we have where we have to go learn about communities and districts around us, and we have to attend one of their town hall meetings. Right? All welcome.
Thank you for using the book. John, you?
No, nothing.
All right, then I will close the floor to public comment and move on to tonight's consent agenda. All right, number 1, approval of ordinance 2141, an ordinance amending Title 5 of Chapter 2 of the Village Code of the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, establishing a tax on streaming services. Number 2, approval of 24-0410-A, a resolution for the motor fuel tax and the design and construction agreement for the village's 2024 motor fuel tax community development block grant street resurfacing program. Woo. Section number 24-00038-00-RS. Number 3, approval of GovTemp USA employee leasing agreement for Stephen Jones in the amount of $112 an hour. Number 4, approval of the Power DMS scheduling software contract in the amount of $8,187. Number 5, approval for the police department to purchase 2 laptops from CDS Office Technologies in the amount of $6,530. Number 6, the approval of the police department to purchase 2 docking stations from CDWG in the amount of $1,470.74. Number 7, approval for the police department to purchase 2 radar units from Stalker Radar Applied Concepts, Inc. in the amount of $3,050. Number 8, approval of the February 2024 Building Department monthly report. Number 9, approval of the March 20th, 2024 committee meeting minutes. Number 10, approval of the March 27th, 2024 board meeting minutes. And number 11, approval of the list of bills. Is there any item any trustee would like off of tonight's consent agenda?
Mayor, I would like to ask you to please, if we could remove and table number 8, approval of the February 2024 Building Department monthly report.
All right, I'll ask for a motion to table it after we get done with this.
Okay.
I'd like to raise item number 1.
Would you like it off of tonight's consent agenda?
Yes.
Is there anything else? Then at this time, I'm looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda without items 1, which is the approval of ordinance 2141, an ordinance amending Title 5 of Chapter 2 of the Village Code of the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, establishing a tax on streaming services, and also number 8, approval of the February 2024 Building Department monthly report.
I'll make you made the motion?
No,
You're
I'm
looking
asking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Moskal.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I feel there's something more coming for number 1.
Yeah, number 1, I apologize for not getting this before the board earlier. I did receive a letter earlier today regarding, from Comcast, Governmental and Taxation Division. They brought up the fact that in their review that the ordinance was not clear in stating that individuals who are already paying a cable tax would not be subject to the 5% streaming tax. In their experience, there's half a dozen municipalities that did impose this tax to regain the cable tax that it was losing. In each of those municipalities, none of the intention was to, and none of these municipalities intended to double tax their residents. That if you did still pay the cable tax, you wouldn't be charged another 5% if you streamed pursuant to your cable. So it's my understanding that that was not the board's intent, to double tax.
Correct.
Okay, so I just wanted to
Well,
get that out.
I'm lost here because streaming services would be independent of, streaming service would be independent of a cable TV package. I guess that's the question.
Right, but there are some people who have cable, AT&T or
And they're paying
Comcast,
their streaming.
and still have Amazon for streaming or
Yes.
Netflix or
Right.
Hulu.
Exactly right.
Right.
They have both.
Yeah.
But now, okay, so if you have Netflix and Amazon and you have, let's say, DirecTV, do they pay tax on,
Only on the cable.
only on the cable?
Right.
This was, in my opinion, this intent was only for people that had gotten away from cable.
Who have no
and
cable and
using
only have streaming.
Because of the loss of revenue from the
Correct.
cable streaming. That was my
Am I-
understanding too.
Am I correct in my
Well,
assumption?
I think we
Yes,
better-
that was mine too.
we better talk through this again, because the question is, are they paying, if they have Netflix, for example, are they paying a tax on Netflix? Is Netflix independent of, Netflix is independent of the other package, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
it is.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
how they paying twice.
Because,
They're not,
They would be paying twice because they're paying their 5% on
Yes.
AT&T.
Yes.
And then they would also get charged if it was, if it's the way it stands, if what I'm hearing correctly, they would also get charged 5% on Netflix and 5% on Amazon.
I have
And what's-
AT&T cable.
And what's wrong with that? Because
Well-
you're only paying the cable tax on AT&T. You're not paying cable tax on, you're not paying any taxes on Netflix or Amazon.
the
But it's the same TV.
Right.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
It's the same TV. I'm using AT&T for my cable on my TV, but my
Yeah.
smart TV also has streaming service. That's what I use.
Right.
Right. So,
I'm already getting the 5% on AT&T cable.
right, you're only paying 5% of AT&T cable. You aren't paying anything for Netflix and Amazon.
Correct.
Correct.
So how are we double taxing them?
the intent of the municipalities, at least the other six, and that's why I wanted to bring it up to the board.
Right,
And my
right, okay,
understanding, it
that's a
was,
good point.
it was not the intent of this board. That the purpose of the streaming tax creation was to recoup the money that was lost by people who
Went
cut
to
the
streaming.
cord and went to streaming, and now we're not paying anything for their broadcast access over the municipal, in the municipal airwaves, if you will. And so the intent was simply to replace that lost revenue so you can't escape the effect of the cable tax by simply streaming. My understanding
Okay.
was not that the board intended to put a 10% tax
Mm-hmm.
on streaming or cable on their residents.
I agree with you. I was under the impression it was to replace the lost revenue for people who got away from cable and went to streaming.
Okay.
Okay, so with that clarification, I don't know that the board needs to do anything. It can pass the ordinance as it is. I can do a letter to Comcast simply clarifying that that is not the board's intent, and then Comcast, because they're doing it for 6 other municipalities, will know what to do.
but we don't have to adjust the ordinance at all to state that we're
No.
not?
No,
Okay.
I don't, I will check it again, but I do not believe we have to, because it is, we will be giving the direction to Comcast. They will be interpreting, you don't mean to tax people who we are streaming with in addition to the cable, correct? And
Correct.
the letter will be clear that that is not the intent of the ordinance, and Comcast will run with that. Again, this is a new tax for municipalities, so these issues are going to be worked out. But the board's intent and Comcast's understanding of the ordinance will be established once you pass it and I give the notification.
Okay.
That's the students. Do you guys even use cable at home? Do you watch cable at home?
Like that, no. Let the record reflect, they're all shaking their head no.
So based on that discussion, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve ordinance 2141, an ordinance amending Title V of Chapter 2 of the Village Code of Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, establishing a tax on streaming services.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Moss.
Subject to attorney review?
Can that be added to the motion? Subject to it.
Well, if there are any issues, the ordinance can be amended. It can be amended. But what the board just did in this discussion and on the record, we can go forward and implement the tax. If there's any ambiguity in the future, we can tweak it. But right now, once I do the letter clarifying the ordinance, Comcast will not tax 10% to any village residents.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Cavaney.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And for number 8, am I going to ask for a motion to table it, or?
It's under review. Karina didn't have a chance to review it before today, so it's probably gonna get replaced. So maybe not, maybe tabling was the wrong word to use.
Temporarily
I just need it
postpone.
taken off. I just need it removed.
All right, well, I got to make some action on it, so I'm going to ask for a motion to temporarily postpone the item, number 8, approval of the February 2024 Building Department monthly report.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Phew. All right. All right, roll call, please. Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Cavaney.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to trustee business, trustee Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a little update. Right now, we have 21 people signed up for the adult prom, which is on Friday, May 3rd at the Park District. If you'd like to come, it's $10 per resident, $12 for non-residents. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're hoping to get maybe 10 or 20 more people. I know trustee Cavaney came last year. I thought it was a lot of fun, so.
It was so much fun. We had so much fun at this dance. It was like a good old-fashioned mixer.
So
It was
we're
a
gonna
lot of
have
fun.
60s, 70s, 80s. These
Yes.
guys don't even know. They're like, that's probably like last century, which
Right.
is. So please come to Village Hall to buy your tickets, or the Park District. We'd like to see more people out there. This is gonna be a fun event for our residents of Midlothian. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am, and I understand you'll be taking trustee Burbatt's items tonight
I
as
know,
well?
I'm sure trustee Crowley's very upset that she's not doing.
Not at all.
So under trustee Burbatt's issue, the first one is the NPDES update, and that Engineer Plato will be discussing it. That's what the note said.
I'm doing it. So I am giving the annual update on the MS4 program, which is under the NPDES program. The reporting year for this ended on March 31st, 2024. Annual update on that reporting year. Just for a quick clarification / refresher, the MS4 program, it stands for Municipal Separate Storm Sewer Systems. It's the NPDES system was established under the Clean Water Act of 1972. What it basically says is, regulating concentrated discharges into the streams of the U.S. It's mostly applicable to things like wastewater treatment plants, industrial waste, but anytime you have any type of concentrated discharge into a stream, you need to be covered under the NPDES program. So the way it works for municipal storm sewer systems is IEPA has a general permit that every municipality in Illinois over a certain population threshold operates under, and we report to IEPA as an MS4 to their ILR 40 permit. So what this involves is us reporting our best management practices for keeping our stormwater clean. And so every year, we give them an annual update on the activities of the village to make sure that our stormwater stays clean and our creeks and streams stay clean as well. So our best management practices are things like public education and outreach, which I'm doing right now. We have a lot of information on the website regarding reporting illegal dumping. We have all of the annual updates from the last few years on the website as well. You can look up the permits if you want and read through them, if you'd like to read them. We also have public participation with things like I'll plug Cleanup Day, which is in a couple weeks. Everybody gets together, cleans up trash, and keeps things out of our streams. We also have illicit discharge detection and elimination, where you can report these things. Public Works does a great job cleaning up spills and making sure that no garbage gets into our waterways. The building department does things like development plan reviews to make sure any construction in town is not illegally allowing sediment and discharges from things like construction vehicles in the streams. And then we also enforce sediment control, silt fences, stuff like that. And then just general pollution prevention, good housekeeping, making sure that all the operations of the village and anybody operating within the village is not polluting our waterways. So if anybody has any questions, please reach out to either Public Works or myself, and we'd be happy to go into this further. And that's all I have.
A lot of initials in there.
Yes, there was.
NPDES.
Yes, the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. And I didn't define IEPA, I guess, Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, which reports to the federal EPA, which runs the NPDES program.
Thank you, sir. Do you have anything to add to that, Trustee Johnson?
No problem.
And I'm sure we're doing all the best practices as we should.
Yes.
The second item on Trustee Burbatt's agenda is I'm looking for a motion for approval for Superintendent Sperry to order road salt for next year's winter season. This will be the first time we've had to do this. So I'm looking for a motion.
You'll make the motion?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Caveney?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Killelea?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Well done. Trustee Hilly.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Cavey.
I have nothing, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Would you
Let's keep
reserve
moving.
the right?
For a second.
I reserve the right.
Trustee Killelea.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve 2 professional service agreements from Azavar. One would be the professional service agreement for their audits. The other one would be the use of their software, local gov.com.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I'd only like to say that the software is free.
Yes.
We don't get to say that often, so I just like to say it when we get things for free.
Does that require a roll call? Roll call? Roll call, Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Killelea?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Caveney?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And just a reminder that cleanup day is April 27th. And you can start by going to the Public Works Building where you'll get some coffee and donuts and work for a couple hours and have a nice luncheon. But basically, we're trying to get rid of litter. Not only because it goes in streams, which it does in our creeks and things like that, but also it hurts our town in a lot of different ways. It affects how people think of the town. There's studies that show that neighborhoods that have a lot of litter in them, the home prices are 10 to 24% less. It, also businesses who have litter in front of them, and this makes perfect sense to me, is that they lose customers and sales, and business and prospective businesses don't want to locate in the town if the town has a lot of litter. It just, you know, when you look at your neighborhood and you see a lot of litter in front, how does it make you feel? It doesn't make you feel good, very good about the neighborhood, but if you don't, what a nice neighborhood. You know, you go out and take a walk and everything's nice. They got trees and everything's great. But the opposite is true if you see a lot of litter. And if you can't participate in the cleanup day, you know, we'd like you to come because there's a lot of things to do. And if everybody works together for a couple hours, we can make a big dent in the litter. But we're also going to ask you to, if you can't, to take the 15-minute pledge. And what the 15-minute pledge is, once a week, we want you to go out, if you own a house or commercial building, once a week, we want you to go in front of your property and clean up the trash, the litter off your property. Just take 15 minutes, pick it up, throw it in the trash. You'll feel better about your property, and so will the other neighbors. And if your neighbors aren't doing it, maybe give them a nudge too to say, hey, you know, look at all this trash. They didn't put it on there, you know. You haven't put it out there. You didn't throw the trash out there. It just magically finds its way out there somehow. But just to take 15 minutes, clean it up once a week, and that will make a big dent in the litter problem in Midlothian. Also make Midlothian the village that pride built.
Amen.
And that's all I have.
Every Wednesday before our meetings, I walk around Village Hall and pick up the garbage. It takes 15 minutes. It's not hard.
No.
It's a great point you make, trustee. Anything else tonight? That's it?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley.
Just a couple things tonight, sir. I wanted to talk a little bit about our committees, and especially the committees that I'm the trustee liaison for, the Community Policing Committee, the Police and Fire Commission, our Traffic Safety Committee, and of course our EMA. I know everybody on the board has committees, and we're all very thankful. They work really, really hard, and it always reminds me this time of the year when we're coming close to village stickers, and, you know, as a little stipend, we give our committee members a village sticker if they participated in the year previously. But without the committees and all the volunteers that do all the hard work, half the stuff we do would be impossible. So thank you to all of them. And, you know, hopefully another fun-filled year. And if anybody's looking to volunteer, please look on our website, contact one of the board members, see what might be a good fit, and we'd all love to have extra partners on our committees. And then the only other thing tonight, sir, was I would just like to mention that Mayor LaRue and I met with CMAP on, what day did we meet with them, Monday? On Monday, regarding the traffic safety grant. We had a nice meeting. We went over a lot of things, and we should know by the end of the month whether or not, or end of May, whether we're receiving the grant or not. This grant is something we've been talking about for about a year. If we do get it, CMAP will work with us and engineers to come out and do an overall engineering of the entire village on problem areas, what we can do to reduce speed, what we can do to increase compliance with stopping at stop signs, and how those processes can be implemented. So I will keep everybody updated on that grant as we have more information. And that's all I have this evening, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I thought the meeting went really well, and I feel pretty confident. CMAT's been a good partner in Midlothian for a very long time, so we'd like to keep
They love
that
us.
relation- Well, they didn't say that.
I think they did. I think they kind of did.
That's what you heard.
That's how I heard it.
Hold on, I gotta sign something here real quick. All right, thank you, ma'am. Moving on to department heads, Chief Hotwagner.
I have nothing
Thank you, sir. Bless you. Chief Delaney.
Nothing this evening, sir.
Thank you, sir. Assistant Superintendent Ty Swanson.
Nothing today, sir.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Plata.
No report tonight?
No more letters, no more initials. Deputy Clerk, thank you, sir. Deputy Clerk Harris.
Just want to remind residents that village stickers and the renewals went out the first week of April. So we're getting quite a bit of foot traffic. We just remind residents that once you receive them, during that time, you do have until June 29th to purchase them and get them adhered to your vehicle by June 30th at midnight. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Director Redmond.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez?
I will have 2 items for closed session at the next board meeting for discussion for the board. For our guests, municipalities are required to do all their business in public, but there are certain items that they are allowed to go into private to have discussions so people don't get their feelings hurt. But next week, we'll have 2 items. I just received, minutes before I came to the meeting, the proposed contract by the new union, clerks union. I know that the chief and I will have to have a discussion with it. I know Trustee Crowley will want to see it too. If any other board members would like a copy of that proposal, I can send it to you too. I have not had a chance to read it. I just got it literally before the meeting began. And the other item is another litigation settlement offer. So, and finally, I would just say that there are many fields of law. If any of you are deciding to go into a field of law, I can tell you that municipal law is so much fun.
And rewarding. And rewarding.
And rewarding. And rewarding.
Because you get to deal with people like us.
Every day. That's all.
It's getting deep in here.
Can we strike that one from the record? Hey, seriously. All right. I was going to bring up cleanup day as well, but since Trustee Killially took care of that, I'm going to bring up designer bag bingo fundraiser at the VFW. It's a month away, Sunday, May 5th, 2024. There's be purses included from Kate Spade, Michael Kors, Coach, and Carl Lagerfeld. Lagerfeld? Okay. 50/50 raffles, raffle baskets, bake sales, and stuff like that. So it's Sunday, May 5th, 2024. Doors open at 2. Bingo starts at 3 to 6, from 2 to 6. So tickets are $40 pre-sale and $45 at the door. So I'll bring it up again at our next board meeting, so to remind everyone. So that's all I have tonight. Clerk Moscow, do you have anything?
I just have one item, and that is another reminder about the opening of the Girl Scout time capsule. This Sunday, the 14th, at 1 p.m. at the Historical Society. That is all I have.
Everyone's going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I hope so.
All right.
Wait, what, oh, you said this.
What's the case?
This Sunday, 1 o'clock,
Okay,
Historical Museum.
got it. They'll
Thanks.
probably still be good.
All right, seeing there's no further business coming for the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Good work.